The painting just fell and it scared the shit out of me. I don't like loud noises. Okay. Anyway, it must not have liked this sketch. Journal Girl here, aka Sammy, with another episode of the ImagiCast. That is what I've decided to call these because it's not technically a podcast, because there's visual elements, but it's also not like one of my big produced videos. It's just me kind of talking, adding some images from my journals or artwork, and some memes, if you will, and just wanting to get to talk to you as we're just friends hanging out. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about doing art in your journal. So a little bit of a story here. Personally, I doodled and drew in high school. I was not very good at it, and at that time I was really into anime and manga, like most people are when they're in high school, and this was, 2000, I want to say? Yes, yeah, I'm telling you a little bit of how old I am. So I was in high school, and I wanted to draw, but I couldn't really do it well. So what I did is I said, well, I love writing, so I'm going to be the one who writes the comics, and my friends are going to be the ones who draw them. And so I kind of accepted my fate. That was kind of what was going to be done. No, you're not losing your mind. I made the chair go up higher. This is, still a new thing, so I'm still kind of adjusting things, and I appreciate your patience with that. Anyway, high school. I gave up on the idea of doing any kind of art, which, looking behind me, and as you've seen, I do a lot of art. So what happened is I was in college, so this was 2005. I was having an issue. I went to the doctor and I found out I had to have emergency surgery, and it was a tumor, and it was just a really stressful time for me. I had a teacher who didn't excuse the absence, even though I said, it's emergency, I have to go. I went to the doctor, and then the next day I was in surgery. After I had surgery, they said that the tumor was a lot bigger than they thought it was, and we had to wait 3 days for a biopsy to tell if it was cancerous or not. That was a really transformative moment in my life. And one of the ways I coped with it is I had a Moleskine, and I would just write about stuff and just put in ticket stubs and stuff like that. And I used rubber cement. My dad had a print shop, and so I love the smell of rubber cement. It reminds me of him. I don't think they even really sell it that much anymore because there's better and less flammable ways to glue things, but that's what I used. I checked out the Danny Gregory book, Everyday Matters, from the school library. The one thing that really struck me about his book was, of course, the beauty of the story, but that you draw one thing with pen every day. And this is how I taught myself how to draw. I would draw one thing from life with pen every day. And the wonderful thing about drawing with pen is that you can't go back and revise. So if you make a mistake, you don't just give up. You don't just write the page off. You try to fix it. You try to incorporate it into the art some way. You might turn it into a pattern on that part of the piece that you're doing, stuff like that. So that has really carried on. I don't draw with pencil very often. I love doodling and sketching with ballpoint pen, and that is because if I draw with pencil, I will erase and erase and erase and erase and erase, trying to get something perfect. And that's not going to happen if I keep erasing, right? I could have drawn the same thing 3 times, kind of wonky, but each time I draw it, it gets better. And the time that it takes me to erase and try to be a perfectionist. You can have 10 wonky looking eyes, but at the end of drawing those 10 eyes, you've improved. Right? I draw now with an ink, the Pentel pocket brush or one of the ink brushes. First off, because my hands shake every so often, so it's very forgiving. And secondly, because I really like the thick lines and how it looks. And I don't sketch it out beforehand, guys. I just freeform it. And if I don't like it, I collage over that. But I finish it, or I at least try. But I do that within like 10 minutes. It only takes me 5-10 minutes to do those illustrations that I love doing. And I love doing them. I could just fill page after page after page after page. Do they all have the same kind of expression on them? Sure. Do they all look forward and not like 3/4? Sure, but it's my journal. I can do what I want. And the more that I do that and the more that I practice that, the better I'm going to get at it. Draw with pen. Get like a cheap, big ballpoint pen. Steal it from wherever you're going. I get mine from when I go to therapy. Whatever. I mean, don't, if there's like a jar of pens that like say the place's name and you can take one, like do that. And sketch with it. Start on one part of the page and sketch with it and then do another one and then do another one. It's your book. It doesn't have to be a perfect final painted collaged page. It can just be you doodling while you're doing something like this. Does she look the best? No. But now I have a drawing in here and I actually really, really like how it turned out. And that makes me feel better. And I'll have a journal full of that stuff. I mean, the painting just fell and it scared the shit out of me. I don't like loud noises. Okay. Anyway, it must not have liked this sketch. That is my advice if you're struggling with drawing anything. I mean, it doesn't have to be illustrations. It could be anything. It can be clocks or trees or birds or butterflies, just anything that you're doing. Do it in pen. Do it over and over again. Don't give I don't want to swear, but don't care what other people think of what's in your journal. Just one thing with pen every day. Takes 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, you could just doodle a bird on a corner of a page. But think about how much better you're going to feel that I drew a bird today, and then maybe tomorrow you draw the same bird and then again and again, and then you get really good at that. There's my advice for drawing in your journal. And I am going to be producing another series called Art Journal Quick Play. I'm going to have 1 or 2 of these a month. And what that is me working in my journal for 15 minutes because I journal during my breaks from work. It literally will be me setting a timer. You'll see it on the screen. And when the timer ends, I think the alarm will shut off the recording. And that's it. I could start a new page. I could be in the middle of a page. I could be finishing a page. But you'll get more kind of instructional and fun commentary while I'm doing that. This daily pod ImagiCast is not going to be showing as much of like actually doing the art. It's going to be more about basically art life and chronic illness as the days go on. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe so you don't miss any of these episodes. I'll be updating it daily, but I can't say that it'll be exactly the same time every single day. It depends on how I'm doing mentally, how I'm doing physically, and if I get the video edited the night before or I'm doing it in the morning. Again, I'm doing something that works the best for me. And leave a like to let me know if you like the content. Leave a comment if you have any questions or any suggestions for a future topic, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.